Okay, welcome guys to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're going to be making a plastic box. So, yeah, pretty simple. Let's take the default cube right here and we'll press G just to bring it up. I'm just going to elongate this a little bit, just scale it. So, with these plastic boxes, what we want to do is edit mode. And what I'm going to do is let me see. So I'm just going to press G. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. And we'll go ahead and we'll sculpt this from this position. So what you want to do, let's scale outwards just on the side just a little bit. Because usually these boxes are quite smooth on the edges. We're going to go E for extrude. Scale it outwards again, just a little bit. And then E for extrude straight up. So about this position. E for extrude again. We'll scale these out. E for extrude, leave it where it is. And then we'll scale out again. And then E for extrude, we'll bring this down. Maybe scale this out just slightly. So what you've got right here is like a little lip, little edge. We got E for extrude again. Scale this outwards. And then E for extrude, bring it up. Just scale it inwards just ever so slightly. And then E for extrude, scale in again. And what we're going to do from this point is turn on the X-ray. I'm going to press 1 on the number pad so you guys can see what's going on. So you've got your little lip going on right there. We're going to go E for extrude. Scale this in. And then we're just going to go E for extrude, bring it all the way down. I think that's a little bit too wide for my one, so I'm just going to go ahead and scale that back out a little bit. Right, okay, E for extrude. And then what you want to do right here at the end, so this is the inside now, is E for extrude. And we're just going to go ahead and scale this in just ever so slightly, like that. So now we have, if we take off this, we have this nice little box going on. So once we've done this box, what I'm going to do, object mode, you can shade this smooth if you'd like. To be honest with you, I'm going to keep mine like that. We'll go to the materials tab. We're just going to make this look plastic. So to do this, we can use a glass BSDF instead of principled. Let's go with, I'm just going to add a plane underneath so you guys can see what's going on. Right. Okay, so if we click back on the box, and then we go to the render tab right here, change it up from EV to cycles. I'm just going to go on the render tab right here. So you can see that when we go back to the materials tab, we've got the glass BSDF that we put in a couple of minutes ago. What we want to do, turn down the roughness a little bit. So we want it to look plastic, but we don't want it to look too glass. So you can probably just get it right about there. So it's see-through, but it's not quite see-through. Alternatively, if you don't want to do the glass BSDF, we've got principled BSDF, which you can turn down the alpha, turn up the metallic a little bit, and just change the roughness down. I mean, it does the exact same thing, roughly, except from it's a little bit more invisible. So, what I'm going to do, let's go with glass BSDF again. And we'll just go with this one just for now. I'm just going to turn the roughness up. I'd say experiment with this as much as you can. So, we've got this nice little plastic box going on. We need the lid now. So, what I'm going to do is put a plane in. And we need this plane to fit the box. So we're going to press 7 to heaven. Scale this out. You want it just to sit over the edges of the box. So we've got that nice little lid. So with this, we're going to go to edit mode. We're going to go, let's split this first. So let's go Control R. Oops. Maybe just to about there. Control R again. To the middle. Control R. Control R. Just quarter it out. And what I'm going to do is take this right here. Let's make these little ridges. I think we could get away with that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Just select these. And I'm just going to go E for extrude, bring it down. Just ever so slightly so you got those little ridges going on at the top. Let's see. So I need to get the side pieces right here. So let's go with this one. Just select everything around the edge. And deselect anything that you don't need. So the press faces. So what you can actually do is E for extrude. Sorry, not E for extrude. Let's go with A to select everything. E for extrude. And then we can kind of just scale this in just ever so slightly. Or scale it outwards to begin with. And then we can go E for extrude again. You just want to make that little ridge around the outside again. E for extrude. Scale this in. And then E for extrude, leave it where it is. Scale it in. And then what we're going to do, you can't really see underneath. I'm just going to go X for a moment. And then E for extrude, just to bring this up. So what you should have in the end, if I take this, I'm just going to shade this smooth. Just press G. You should have a little ridge underneath. So if I just render this out right here, you see that you've got this little ridge going around the outside, and then you've got these little ridges on top which match the ridges that are on the bottom. So that would be generally your plastic box or plastic tub. To be honest with you, I think that I need to put the IOR, mess around with the IOR a little bit and just change up that roughness and maybe shade this smooth. Let's see what happens. Actually, no, I don't want it smooth. So yeah, this is how you make the little boxes. To change the colours of these lids as well, we can go new. And we can just like change this to a blue or something like that. Just a nice neutral colour. Yeah, so this is how you make the storage boxes, the storage containers. Yeah, that'll be it for this tutorial, I think. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.